So we are going to start off with the very first drawer. This here is my kind of my singles drawer, I guess you would call it. So let's start off with these two highlights. So these here are by JCat Beauty. You have this one, which is called Twilight, which looks like this. And then I have this one, which is called Moonlight. I would say that out of the two, I feel like I definitely play with this one way more than I ever touch this one. I find that this one is just a little bit more softer and it provides a little bit better quality versus this one. I feel like this one is just a little more powdery. This one I'm gonna probably pass on and I'll keep this one. I also have this one right here, which is the Milani highlighter. It just isn't as creamy as I want it to be. It's a little bit more on the dry side. It could be that I just had it for that long. So I'm definitely gonna have to donate it or pass it on. I have these two highlighters from Avon. This first one is called Topaz. This one is just a little too dark for me. I tried it in the summer and it still just doesn't work for me. So I'm probably going to donate it. And then I have this one, which is Quartz. And this one is pretty, but I feel like it's a little too soft for me. And it really just doesn't show up very well on my skin. So this one I'm going to also pass on. Okay, we have this one here, which is the Ofra highlighters. I've mentioned to you guys before, I love the Ofra highlighters. We actually just got one in our Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. I'm definitely gonna hold on to this one. This is their older packaging, but it still works. The only thing with it is that it does come out of the pan, but I'm definitely gonna hold on to it. I love Ofra highlighters. Then I have this one right here, which is another Ofra highlighter. This one is the Nikki Tutorial and Everglow highlighter, so it was their collaboration. I really do like this highlighter. Again, I love the Ofra Cosmetics. I know for a fact I plan to keep it. I mean, you guys can just see just how intense these shades are. It's just really pretty. I don't like to swirl it together. I just like to use them one by one, but that for sure I'm keeping. Here's another highlighter by Ofra also. This one here is the You Do You highlighter that was in collaboration with Dupe That. Another pretty highlighter. This one's got more of like a peachy coral kind of a shade. I don't play with this one as much as I play with the other ones. So I think the smartest thing would be to pass it on because this is the least one that I play with. Okay, we have this one here, which looking at it now, I've actually never opened it. This is the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder. So because I've never opened it, it's been sitting with me for a bit now, I assume. I'm definitely gonna have to probably put this in maybe a giveaway bin or give it away just because if I haven't opened it by now, there's no reason for me to keep it. I do have some of the Anastasia Illuminator. The first one I have is Riviera, which looks like this. This one is a little bit different, but I actually really, really like it on the skin. I think it's really pretty. It's got like a pink shift to it. It's very difficult to explain, but in the summer, I love playing with this. Then I have this one, which is So Hollywood. This is by far one of my favorites. And then the last one I have is Peach Nectar. Now, I might be willing to give that away. It's really pretty, as you guys can see, but I honestly don't know the last time I played with it. This might be one I pass on. Yeah, I probably should. Okay, we have two of the Master Chrome highlights. These are their older ones. These are like the highlighting slash blushes. This one here is in Pink Rose, and then this one here is in Nude. I did love these. These were great. I used these so much, but ever since they came out with their Master Chromes, I just kind of stopped using this. I'm definitely gonna have to donate that because I never use it. And then this one I feel is just, you can't really get anything out of. This might just be that old that there's just nothing to it. So this is definitely gonna have to probably get put in the trash bin. And then I have my two Master Chrome highlights. This one here is the one I just recently hauled in my Ulta haul. So I'm definitely gonna hold on to this one. And then the next one I have is the Molten Gold, I believe is what it's called. And I love this one. Right now it's a little too dark for me, but in the summer it's absolutely stunning. It looks beautiful on the lids. So I know for a fact I'm definitely gonna hold on to these. I do also have these highlighters from e.l.f. I think I have 3 of them. They're just not my cup of tea. I can definitely tell you right now, I just don't ever see myself playing with them. So I'm definitely gonna pass these on. This one has got like a purple reflection. and this one has like a whitish gold. And then you have this one, which again, just isn't my cup of tea. So these three will definitely be gifted. I have 3 MAC highlighters. First one I have is the Oh Darling. This is one of my favorites, so I definitely don't plan to give this away. Then I have Soft and Gentle. I've had it for so long, but it still works really well. So the last one I have is the MAC limited edition one. This is part of their Nutcracker Sweet Copperface collection, or their Nutcracker collection. I do know that this was one of the ones that I wanted really bad because it came with Whisper of Guilt, which is absolutely gorgeous. But I ended up also falling in love with this blush duo, and it's not often that I love like blush and highlighter duos, but this one here is just absolutely stunning. So this is something I do plan to keep also. And then the last one I have in this little bin, let's go ahead and move that out, is the NYX Illuminator. This one is in the shade Ritualistic. I always found this highlighter to be really powdery on my skin. So for that, I know I've never touched it but a few times, so I'm definitely gonna have to pass that on. There is this one right here by Dior. This here is the Dior Nude Air Illuminizer in shade 003. Very beautiful highlighter. I just got this not very long ago. This is one of those highlights that is more softer in appearance than anything else, but it gives a really nice reflection. So gonna keep that one. I'm also gonna keep the Estee Lauder one, which is in Heat Wave. Again, a really pretty highlight. I don't wear it as much as I do in the summer, but I do plan to keep that as well. I do have some Becca highlights here. So the first Becca highlight I have is this one right here. This is actually a blush copper, but I don't know why this is in here since it's a blush, so I'll probably have to move that over to my blush collection. Next one I have is, this is Champagne Pop. You guys, this is like the second or third time that I have pressed this. At least twice, I will say, I've pressed this, and it just always ends up like this. I want to say that I have this in a palette form, from one of my palettes, and if so, I'll probably put this one to the side and then keep the other one. And then this is the last one I have by Becca, which is my favorite one, and this one here is in Opal. It is such a staple of mine. I absolutely love it. I ended up picking up a backup already because I've already almost started to hit pan, so I'm definitely going to hold on to those. I have 2 of the Balm products. The first one I have is Mary Lou. I just purchased this one since my other one broke and shattered and it was almost gone, so keeping that one. And then the last one I have is Cindy Lou. Again, this one is broken. I don't use it very much, so I'll probably repress it and see if maybe one of my family members or maybe a friend would like to keep it after I repress it. But I have this one here by Physicians Formula. This is what it looks like. Definitely planning to hold on to this. I just recently got this not less than 6 months ago, so I want to hold on to it and play around with it some more. I do have 3 of the Catrice highlighters. I do plan to keep all 3 of them. This one right here is in the shade Mary Cherry Blossom. This one is in the shade Stardust. This is my favorite one of all 3. And then this last one is called Champagne. Again, I feel like I haven't given these a fair shot. I feel like of all 3, I've played around with this one the most, but I hear people rave about how great these are, so I want to give them a little bit more time to play around with and see if I can make these 2 work, but I know for a fact this one is amazing. Oh, you guys, this was my first NARS purchase. I was so excited about this. This is NARS Albatross. I hate to say that I think I'm going to part with this one. While I do love it, I've had it for so long, you guys, that I feel like it doesn't give the potency like it once used to, and it's almost a little too powdery. So I'm going to have to put this one to bed. These 2 are the 2 Revlon highlighters that I have. I got a lot of questions about these in my Shop My Stash. This one here is Prismatic Light. It's got a really nice soft finish to it. It's nothing too intense and it's not super powdery. So I definitely want to keep this one. And then this one here is this bright gold one, and this one is in the shade Light It Up. I feel like it could be really pretty though on the skin. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Trophy Wife. Just a little bit, so I think I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to try it out, play around with it for a little bit, and yeah. I do have this one from Collab. This is their Out of This World highlighter. I did a full-on review, not a review, but a one-brand tutorial on this, and I don't remember what I thought about this highlight. It's okay. Not my favorite. It's definitely a little powdery for me, so I don't know. I think I might pass this on. It's pretty, but I'm not really wowed by it. I do have a few of the Wet n Wild highlights. The first one I have is called Crown in My Canopy. This one I definitely plan to keep. I have this one, which is the Sweetest Bling. This one I also wanted to hold on to. Then I have this one, which is Precious Petals, another one which I really, really love. So I do plan to hold on to that one. And then this last one is the limited edition Lilac to Reality. This is actually something I'm looking at and I probably would never wear, you guys. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is giving it to maybe my daughter or one of her friends. I know that they are going to love this. I have this one from Burberry. This one here is number 4, Rose Gold. And this is the Burberry one, and this is what it looks like. And then once you swatch it, it looks like that. I do want to hold on to that one because I actually do use it, and I find it to be really pretty on the skin. So I have this one from Stila. This is in the shade Kitten. My mom gave this one to me. She was looking for one thing that she could give me that she didn't think I had, and so she bought me this, and surprisingly, I never had anything from Stila. So this is kind of like one of those things where my mom bought me, and she was so excited about it for me, so I'm gonna have to hold on to this one since mom got it. This one here, oh my god, I love this highlighter. I can already tell you guys I'm not gonna get rid of this one. You guys have seen it before, but this is my Lancome highlighter, and this is their dual finish highlighter. This is in the shade Luminous Gold. If you guys have not tried the highlighters from Lancome, you guys are missing out. Lancome makes some of the prettiest highlighters. Okay, the next highlighter I have here is the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter in caramel. Oh no, salted caramel. You guys are gonna laugh, but I hardly ever touch this. I put this in my Shop My Stash. Sorry, that was my son. I put this in my Shop My Stash 2 months ago for December, and I played around with it, and I just came to the realization that it just doesn't do anything for me. I'm actually going to give this to my niece. She really likes Kylie Cosmetics, so I know for a fact she will be so excited when I give this to her, so I'm going to give that away. So I have this one here by Bobbi Brown. Honestly, I don't play with this. I'm trying to tell myself that I want to keep it because it's Bobbi Brown, but I never play with this. It was one of those products where so many people were raving about it. It's called Sandstone, and it's pretty, but I just don't get super excited about it. I know my mom's been eyeing it from my collection for a while, so I'm probably just gonna, probably donate this, unfortunately. I know I don't want to give it away, but it makes no sense for me to hold on to it, right? We have this one here by Laura Mercier, and this one here is in Indiscretion. What it looks like, it's so beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna hold on to this one. So this collection here is just a bunch of like little minis or stuff that kind of just didn't go or couldn't fit. So the first one I know I'm gonna keep is the Laura Geller Gilded Honey. I also do plan on keeping this one here, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. When I first got it, I felt like it didn't really provide any highlight, but there was like a film on it. But once you get past that film, you really get just how intense and really vibrant this one is. So I'm definitely holding on to that one. So I have this one here by ColourPop. I know I don't ever use ColourPops. I probably have like the unpopular opinion with these, but I can't get this formula at all to work for me. If you guys know how I should use this, I've tried this with the Beauty Blender. I've tried this with brushes. I just can't, they don't work on my skin very well. I'll hold on to it if you guys can tell me how to make it work. I also do have this one here, which is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter and Blush. I just don't go for it anymore. It's not very pigmented anymore. I think it's just on its last limb. Like you can definitely feel that it's powdery, so I'm gonna get rid of this. There's this one by Artist Couture. This one is in the shade Illuminati. This one definitely is beautiful. I think we got this in a BoxyCharm. It's super, super pigmented. Really pops on the skin. If you guys like super intense highlights, you'll like this one. I'm gonna hold on to that. These two are Becca Minis. The first one I have is Opal, and I do plan on keeping this one because this is actually one I use when I travel. This one I actually just got from Influencer. This is in the shade Vanilla Quartz. I have yet to play with it, so I'm gonna hold on to that too. So these are by Kaja Beauty, and I've looked at them, but I know this one, we'll start with this one. This one I haven't played with. It's brand new. So I'm going to go ahead and probably put that in a giveaway bin just because I've never even touched it. This one here is called Toy Alien. I feel like this one is very similar to the one from ColourPop, so I'll probably hold on to the one from ColourPop and pass this one on because this one's newer. And then I have this one from Stardust. This one's broken. A lot of these came broken when I got these in PR. Too dark for me, so I'll pass that one on. And then this is the one I did play with and I ended up really liking, and this is in the shade Luna. I have this one here from Makeup Forever. This is in the shade number 15. This is their Starlit powder. I really like this, so I'm definitely going to hold on to this one. This one here is newer. I actually just got this one, so I don't plan to get rid of it. This one is NARS Fort de France. I have this one from Wet n Wild. I've had this one for so long. This is just really powdery now, and I just need to toss it. Ugh, I hate to have to part with these, but I feel like these are going to be a few that I have to part and toss also because I've had these for way too long. I don't even know if these are good anymore, but if you guys have been on my channel for a really long time, this here was like my OG highlighter for the drugstore. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, it's not even coming off. So unfortunately, they just need to go. All right, so there is that drawer. I feel pretty accomplished. Let's move into this drawer. Okay, so let's pull out drawer number 2. This has got some singles, but a majority of this is either longer or in palette form. This is gonna be difficult. I know that for a fact. I can already see it. So the very first couple ones we have down here are the ones that I reviewed recently. These are the Wet n Wild highlighting bars. I actually featured these in my yearly favorites. These are amazing. If I have to pick any of them that I know I won't use, I'd have to be this blue one for sure. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and donate Fire as well because I have a few others that are just like this. Air is really pretty. I know I use Air and Earth. I'm gonna donate these two, and I'm definitely gonna keep these two because Earth is my all-time favorite. So I'll keep 2 and donate 2. So I have these 2 palettes from Urban Decay, and this one here is the Naked Cherry, and then this is the Kristen Lee Ann. If I have to pick, because I definitely don't need both, I like the Naked Cherry palette, although I don't use this color. This blush is really pretty, but I don't like the way that it's set up. And this one's pretty, but it's a lot similar to the one by Kristen Lee Ann. And this was one that I mentioned to you guys I absolutely love. So I think I'm going to go ahead and donate this one, and I'm going to keep the Kristen Lee Ann because this is really a really good one. This one is by a Pixie Beauty. I really like this one. This has got really pretty shades. If you guys are looking for a really great gold highlight, this is one to have. Definitely gonna hold on to that. This here is by Kevyn Aucoin, and this is their Neolight highlighting palette. This got like a highlighter, a bronzer, and a blush. Again, I don't like the way that the setup is on this, and I feel like I don't use it very often. Like I never dive into it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass that on. So I just got these 2 actually not very long ago. These are the Pixie Glow highlighters. They are their Pixie Glow cakes. So I'm going to hold on to these 2 because I still am playing around with these. I do have this one from Glam Glow. I do like the shades in here. I do play with this actually quite a bit. I just like the formula in here. I think they're really soft and they perform really well on the skin. So I definitely want to hold on to this one. I have this one also by Kiss. This is their Halo Strobing palette. This one I do remember playing with it, but I don't think I was a fan of it. It was a little powdery for my taste. So I'll go ahead and pass this along. I do have the Becca and Jaclyn Hill. This is the Champagne Glow pressed palette. I believe, yes, Champagne Pop is in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass over the other palette that was broken, and I'm going to end up keeping this one. This next one I have is by Kevyn Aucoin. This one I do believe is their Neo Setting Powder. This is their matte, Neo Setting Powder. And this is their matte to glow. So this side is the matte side and this side is the glow side. This is the matte side. And what I have found is that if you were to set your eye here and then highlight here and accidentally get some of this on this side, then when you set underneath your eyes, you almost get highlighter on your eyes. It just was one of those products where I liked it, but when I highlighted underneath my eyes or any powder got under there, it was super obvious. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass on it and maybe donate it. I do have this palette, which I just recently picked up, and this is the Glow Up palette by Ofra. I really like this palette. I definitely want to hold on to it because I find it to be really great for traveling, especially if I'm doing like traveling for at least a week. I find that it works really well, and it has a really nice good size mirror, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. This here is the Violet Voss Highlighting Pro powders. I play around a lot with these two, and I find them to be really soft. They're not super pigmented, but you can definitely work the pigment up on it. So I really like this palette though. I definitely want to hold on to it. I do find myself reaching for it quite often. I do have the Huda Beauty highlighting palette, which I just recently purchased. This is the Golden Sands edition. So I'm gonna hold on to it too because I just picked it up. This is one that I had considered tossing, and here in the past 2 weeks I've been playing around with this and I have fallen in love with it. This is the Bare Minerals Invisible Light palette. This has got a matte side, and then the other side is called the glow side. And I have really been enjoying this palette, particularly for the glow side. It reminds me a lot of the Ambient Light powders, and it just gives a really nice glow. I'm actually using it on my cheeks today, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. I'm really glad I gave it another shot because I almost tossed it and just out of the whim decided to use it, and I've really been enjoying it. This one here is the Loose Highlighting Palette by Wet n Wild. Gives a really nice glow. I do like it. I do like to use it, but this one I use sparingly, and I really only put it right in the center where I want the most intense payoff with my highlight, because it does have quite a bit of glitter that will fall off. So I do like it though. I want to hold on to it, and I still use it, especially when I do photos. This here is by MAC. This is the MAC Golden Bronze. I may have stolen this from my mom. When we moved from California, her makeup and my makeup got mixed up, and I have a feeling that this might be hers. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and see if she wants this back, and if she does, I'll go ahead and give it to her, and if not, then I'll probably donate it. But this is another Ofra highlighter, but this is more of a loose pigment. This is in this shade Pink Sapphire. This is a really pretty highlighter to have if you want a really intense inner corner highlight. Do you see that? So I really like this one. I use it sparingly when I really want a super intense highlight. As you guys can see, it gives it really nicely. I might donate the Wet n Wild one, and I'll hold on to the Pink Sapphire because I feel like this I would get a little bit more use than that one. I have one that I don't know where it's at, if it's here or if it's up there. I have the JLo one, and I feel like this one's a little bit similar to the JLo one. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one off and keep this one, because I feel like I do reach for this one a little bit more than I reach for this one. This is one that I just recently purchased. This is the Amrezy highlighter. Definitely not gonna get rid of this one. I keep it in its packaging so that it stays nice and pretty. This is another highlighter from Kevyn Aucoin. Let's see what we got. This is a really pretty highlight too, just not my cup of tea. These colors just really don't speak to me, so I'm gonna pass this on. We have a highlighter from Kat Von D. I've had this for so long, and I remember I actually did a review on this, you guys. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? I was so excited when she came out with this. I feel like I should keep at least one palette that's like that, right? Like I should have something in case I want to do like a fun look. So maybe I'll keep this one because the pan sizes aren't too big. So I definitely won't feel bad if I don't hit pan on any of them or if I don't dabble in them as much, and it's more compact. So I'm gonna hold on to it just for having something colorful. The next one I have here is by Makeup Revolution. This here is Kiss Sun Kiss, I believe. No, Skin Kiss. And this is what it looks like. I feel like I definitely have other palettes that have that same exact shade. So I'll go ahead and pass this on as well. We have the Sam Marcel highlighter. This here is gorgeous. I can't tell you how much I really enjoy this palette. This is like, the colors in here just are incredibly gorgeous, and this palette is super creamy, really buttery, and if you have texture on your skin, it will not pick it up. Do you guys see that? And that's like just by itself, and those colors transfer on the skin so well. This is definitely a palette that I really have enjoyed and I really do like using, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. This is one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to pass on. I think the problem I had with it was that the dark colors in here just were too dark and it was really difficult for me to blend out. The highlighters are pretty as well, but I have highlighters that look exactly like this. So I definitely think that there's other people that would benefit from this palette way more than me. So I'm gonna pass that on. I do have this Laura Mercier palette. I've had this for a little bit now. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this one. Because I do like these two at the top and sometimes I play with that one. So we'll keep that one. So we have this here by Kevin Kwan. This here is like a little all-in-one booklet. It's got your two like cream highlight and contour, powder highlight and contour, and then eyeshadows. I don't play with it. I definitely am gonna pass this on. I think I have quite a few family members or friends that would really enjoy something like this. I have this one by Flower Beauty, and this is the Galactic Glow highlighter palette. I actually really like this palette. I think it's very, very pretty. It's a little on the powdery side to begin with, but overall it's got some nice colors. I'm gonna go ahead and donate this. Do you guys remember this? Oh my gosh, I feel like nobody pulls this out anymore. I actually pulled this out during Christmas and I was like, oh, I like this. This is the Jaclyn Hill and Becca collab palette, and I remember this was so hard to get. So this has got Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop. I don't have Prosecco Pop, and I definitely like that color. And I do like this blush shade. I don't use these two on the outer corner, but if I use at least 3 out of the 2, I'm doing pretty well. So I'm gonna hold on to this. This is kind of like one of those limited edition products where I really just, I can't part with. This here is another Becca highlighting palette. Oh, look at this one. This one's pretty too. Ugh. I have a feeling I know somebody who would want this, so I think I might see if she wants it. All right, you guys, look at this. We are moving along. Proud of myself. Oh no, here comes the hard part. I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a feeling I might get rid of 1. Because I already know 2 I want to keep. This is the hard part right here. This is gonna be really hard. This here is the Anastasia and Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. This one I definitely want to keep. I love this palette. I think that they did an amazing job together. I love her, so I definitely want to hold on to it because I really, really, really enjoy this palette too. This here is the Glow Kit in That Glow. Another palette I really do enjoy. I use this quite a bit. I use mostly these 3. I don't really use Sunburst as much, but I definitely use these glow kits, so I want to keep this one. This one here is the one I have a feeling I'm going to pass on. This is the Glow Kit in Gleam. I never really dive for this one, and the colors are pretty, but I never dive into it. So I think this is one that I'm going to donate. This one here is another one I have a feeling I'm going to donate to because I find that this one is really, really glittery. I mean, I was so excited when it came out, but the formula just wasn't all there. Yeah. So this is definitely one I could pass with, and I think I'm going to, and I wouldn't be too sad about it. Okay, and then the last one we have is Sun Dipped. And Sun Dipped, I believe, is, in my opinion, a little bit similar to That Glow, but I do use it a little bit, so I'll hold on to it. We have the e.l.f. Cosmetics Modern Metals highlighter. This is a highlighter and palette. So there's actually only 3 blushes and 2 highlighters. I actually use this more for the blushes than I do for the highlighters. So I'm gonna hold on to this one, and I'm gonna put this in my blush palette drawer. This here is the Joa Beauty Be My Everything palette. This one's not my favorite. Like, the colors are okay, but I definitely have palettes that have colors just like this that have way more pigment to them and they perform a little bit better. So I'm gonna pass on that. Okay, we have some Profusion highlights. I have this one here. I'm gonna go ahead and donate this one because there is one right below it that has colors similar to this. So I'll donate that one. This is one that I've also played with, and I don't think I was a big fan of. Yeah, this one, the colors just don't really come off on this one. So this one I'm going to pass on. This is the one that had similar shades to the other palette. This is their Strobe and Glow. So this is the one I think I'm going to keep because it's got 9 shades and it's kind of similar. Some of the shades from the Blush and Glow #1 are in here. There's a nice array of colors in here to play with. So I think I'm going to hold on to this one and then pass on the other 2. Okay, and then the last 3 I have are in here, which are kind of combined with a couple of eyeshadow palettes that you guys will see in my eyeshadow declutter. So the last 3 I have, the first one I have is the Profusion Sculpt and Glow. This one I'm going to hold on to because it's got some highlighting shades and then it's got some contour shades in here. I really could use some of these contour shades to play around with. I actually like this color right here. Then I have these 2 palettes by BH Cosmetics. The first one I have is this Backlight highlight palette. This one again is one of those highlight palettes that have those colors that I'm just not really gravitated towards. So I'm gonna pass on this one. Plus I also have the Kat Von D and I think just having that one will be enough. And then the other one I have from BH Cosmetics is the Strobe Light, the Spotlight Highlight Color Palette. And you guys can see, I play around with it. It gets some love. This one's really pretty. The BH Cosmetics palettes have some really great formulas. So I'm going to hold on to this one. So I apologize. My camera or the mic wasn't doing very well, so I'm just going to record a voiceover. So this is everything that I'm decluttering. The stuff on the left is what I'm decluttering, and the stuff on the right is what I'm going to be keeping. I feel like I did a pretty good job, you guys. I feel like I donated quite a bit of stuff, and I feel like it's almost half my collection, as you guys can see. So anyways, that is everything from my declutter. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see the eyeshadow palette collection next, let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys are wondering what my plan is to do with the makeup, I do plan to donate just a few pieces to my mom and a couple of my friends, and then the rest of it will actually be going to a home. I was actually able to find a home through one of our friends that they donate to often, and it is a home for domestic abuse and runaway from what I was told. So I actually just got off the phone with them and will be donating a majority of my makeup over to them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys all in my next video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.